Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grand Final Saturday. Normally, I'd be a little bit more hyped for this one. I'm hyped on the inside. You have to take my word for it. A little bit sore in the throat, but you know what? You soldier on when it's an important day like today. My name's Formal. Joining me is Mendrix, whose voice is healthy, and thus he's going to be bringing the hype.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. All the schools have contributed to a fantastic competition, but of course, only one team from each division can stand above the rest. I can't wait to see which teams take it this term.
Yeah, it is going to be an exciting finale for certain. Our final two teams in both Division 2 and Division 1 playing best of sevens. We've gone past the best of fives in traditional grand final format, and well, I'm hoping we actually get to see all seven. As long as we go to Champions Field once, Mendrix. I don't care if it's the first series or the second. As long as we get there once, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, it's very special when you get to see it, and I reckon the players will also get to feel a little bit special as well, just in terms of how much of it's going to come down to it. Because, I mean, really, getting to that final stage, it's all on the line. You've gone the distance. You really want to take the win.
You do, but you know who else should be feeling special?
Absolutely. Our sponsors, Formal AGON by AOC, the gaming monitor partner who provide the best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, the noodle partner made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie meringue will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And last but not least, the AEL, in partnership with the Australian government, is promoting You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to health.gov.au/vaping. If you'd like help to quit, check out the My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you stay motivated, or call Quit Line on 13 78 48 and talk to a professional counselor for free and confidential advice about quitting.
Again, a thank you to our sponsors, but without further ado, let's look at our first matchup. Helena taking on Faith. These are, Division 2 finals. Faith almost made it to both. I think they came a little short in Division 1, but their Division 2 team still here. Helena has been an interesting team. I feel like they're the favorites. I also feel like they've had moments where they've been playing a few series as a 2 instead of a 3, but they've still been able to get here. Should be an interesting one.
I do want to see what they bring to the table here. What's great about watching the Division 2 finals is that it honestly is close to that level of Division 1. It's starting to creep into it, and you get to see some pretty incredible moves from the players, and mechanical skills start to show. I'm keen to see if they are going to push themselves to that point where they can to transcend that typical Division 2 style and really give us a special show.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to see as well. Again, Division 2, always a little bit different than Division 1, a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more all over the place. But I imagine, especially with the pressure of the finals, the first couple games, the players are going to be happy that we're going to be doing a best of 7 as opposed to a best of 5. That said, players have jumped on to the pitch, so too shall we. Here we go. Game number 1, our Div 2 finals, Mendrix. The blue side, it is Helena. The orange side, it is Faith, and we are underway.
Yeah, jumping straight into it, and I think it's pretty obvious right now that Helena is going to have to give us a very special show today. Doing a 2v3 for the time being. Obviously need to take it on. Of course, jumping in there, Ventnor dropping it down. Nice little take on the defense. Will obviously be taking it up high once again, but they do need to be very careful of their play. They have to limit their mistakes. They're doing a good job keeping it high in the air. That's one good way to, of course, to just take the ball across court safely without really giving too much away, but you need to have your control right on point each time.
Looney, who thought was going to take a shot, wound up pushing it to the corner instead. Not the touch they were looking for, but still, teammates are there to keep things centered, and that's 2 mistakes from the Helena defense. However, Faith, they hesitated. They didn't take the shot, and this was something that we saw from the A team as well. Faith is just by nature, I think, a more defensive school, and I always was kind of kicking and screaming, you got to take advantage of more opportunities presented to you, and already it feels like Faith has missed one.
Yeah, that's a trigger to pull. Look, you miss every shot you don't take here. Speaking of which, though, nice little hit from the back end there. Perhaps that defensive playstyle does let them really take advantage of these long shots, as you can see here, right on the touch. And unfortunately here for Helena, they didn't have that extra extra player back, perhaps this is where that third man would have been a bit more useful, because of course that third player always sits that little bit further back. These long shots don't seem so lethal.
Yeah, especially in, I guess, the situations like that too. It's one thing, you know, to maybe be a bit too passive, but if you can hit your shots from behind the midfield line when you can take advantage of that, no harm, no foul, I suppose. The team of 3 with a 1-goal lead makes things very difficult for the team of 2. We'll see how Helena can handle this one. As at the moment, they're doing a pretty good job on the offensive side. Is Vintner isn't able to get it around. Vintner, I believe, is the player as well, who I've seen, you know, have some pop-off performances in the past. This is a player who I would argue would deserve to be in Div 1 because of plays like this.
Yeah, you can just see it, right? That reset did everything necessary. They completely threw off the Faith team. You can see they had a jump there, but no boost, no actual play into it. And of course, that ends up being right in that left corner. That is a very beautiful play there. I agree with you. Definitely of signature for Division 1.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the thing. Like, Helena, they've been a team of 2 as opposed to 3, but they have the skills, again, like the individual mechanics from a player like Vintner. If they had that third member, they probably would have been a Div 1 squad quite easily. It definitely leads to a weird dynamic. It's why I'm like not convinced we're going to be seeing, you know, 4-0 with the team of 3 like we usually do in these types of matchups, as Ham just puts one right in.
Yeah, going ham, as to say, in that sort of sense, that you have to be so careful with these bounces off the backboard. If on the backboard, off the sideboard, if it ends up centering up perfectly for the opposing team, they can run away with it. That's exactly what happened there with Ham.
That was a good goal, and now with a 1-goal lead, credit to the Helena side. I mean, we've already kind of got the goal of the series, I feel like, with that reset before. Shots on, but it's not going to go in. As it now starts to come back the other way. Vintner, gets a bump after missing the ball. Will be super Gami. Not able to find the touch they want either. Halfway through game number 1. More of a marathon than a sprint, the best of 7, but we still want to start with the right foot forward, and things are looking good for Helena.
It always feels good to walk away with that first win, first blood being drawn, as they like to say. Looney tries to speed it up a little bit. We'll use the sideboard there to push it up, but it will be handled by Ham. As you can see, they're just already setting up for the next little pass back. Long shot here, worked last time, not going to work this time. Easily handled by Ventnor. This is a dangerous position now for Faith. Ventnor's trying to take it to the length of the field, but just missing that control slightly means they won't be able to get to the finish.
Looney 2 slows it down. Ham able to defend. I've noticed Vintner kind of been playing more of the second man role. Will actually step forward now, gets past one, looking to get past the next. Looney does enough to get in touch, but here comes Ham. It's a slow shot, but an accurate one. Super Origami able to get the touch. 100 seconds left, and despite being down a member, it does feel like Helena has had more opportunities than Faith.
Yeah, I think this is something that needs to be addressed, is that skill disparity is definitely playing a big role, specifically in the air. Whenever Ventnor jumps up, I don't see anyone rising to the occasion to be in the air to meet Ventnor in play, and that's really concerning, because it just means that things like this happen where they're not going to be able to shut down the play before the setup happens. They sort of slow down in comparison, and this opens up opportunities for Helena.
Yeah, 2 players sitting in the box with boost, neither jumping up for it. It's a little disheartening, I suppose. Again, this is a Div 2, so it's not Div 1. It's not like, you know, the top level play in this competition. It's the second level. However, this is the finals, and you really want to see them, you know, take those risks, take those shots. As Ham takes it across the midfield line, 1 minute to go, and it's now a 3-point lead.
What's good about this being that best of 7 is you can sort of analyze, okay, what is my opponent doing? They're a little bit faster, they're a little bit doing to it. What are we lacking in the scenario here? And really just sit there and go, okay, as Faith, we need to assign one player that has to take the risk. You've got that extra player, you can comfortably take that risk and just say, look, I understand that maybe you're not going to be able to match Ham or Ventnor every single time, but get the boost when they're in the air, just jump up, right? We've got down below sorted out. You handle the air. And that should hopefully at least put a bit of pressure back on the Helena side, and to get something back and allow Faith to be in a bit more control of position. And this is what I'd like to see from Super Origami coming through, getting that score as well. As soon as they start putting that pressure on, they speed things up, a bit of confidence, they start getting results.
Yeah, it was good to see. And I mean, you know, nothing to kind of force you to pull the trigger than a 3-goal deficit with less than a minute to go. Like to see that shot from Faith. Like to see them start to bring it back a little bit more. Kickoff as well does go their favor. Awkward touch from Ham. Somebody's got to be up attacking the ball right now. It's Origami who gets the first touch, but everybody's underneath the ball. If Vintner gets the clear, it's game. Looney stops it, has to put it on target with no boost. It's a difficult ask, and they just can't get it out the corner.
Yeah, they just continue to push it back through again. You can see Vintner tries to get it, has no boost. He'll take it across goal, which is definitely a bit risky, but doesn't get punished for it in the end. You can see Helena doing as much as they can to keep Faith away, keep them out of this, and they do manage to do enough. I reckon it is going to be Helena taking this first game.
Yeah, as they end it with one last 0-second goal as well. One for the road. Unfortunately, you can't carry it over, but just, and again, another example of why Vintner is such a good mechanical player right there. That shot was very difficult to pull off. Able to keep it low, but somehow off the ground. Well done. Helena takes game one in comfortable fashion.
Yeah, also using that directional air roll with great effect. Keeping control of the ball, making sure it's being directed exactly where they want it to go.
Got the scoreboard at the end of that one. 10 shots to 6. The team of 2. The more offensive-minded team, also nearly equaling the saves as well. They just on top of it and showing, you know, yeah, if you are skilled enough at this game, you can overcome the man advantage, as it were. Still getting geared up for our second game right now. Faith would like to see him take this one to make the series go back and forth, but if they are going to do it, we got to see him pull the trigger a bit more, Mendrix. See him play a little bit further up the field and be willing to take some more risks.
And if there's any time to do it, it probably would be now. They've played their first game. They've warmed up a little bit. They've shaken out the nerves. We should see hopefully a more revitalized team coming through here from Faith as well. You can see Looney's taking it up, trying to get it across the field. Will beat the one player on the side. This is an opportunity if they get a decent cross, but unfortunately not able to get the touch.
Yeah, what was interesting about that push, though, Super Origami was also pushed forward as well, stealing boosts and just trying to harass after the kickoff. And I kind of like that. Origami does seem to be the one who's, like, taking more of that forward position as the ball gets lobbed up. Looney wants to recover it. Vintner keeps it high. Fishy's underneath. Won't be able to find the read, and it's Ham who gets it to the corner, at least initially. No third member means the ball's still in trouble. Ham clears it out, and now it's an attack the other way. Late flick, no shot. This goes in. Looney has a nice save.
Yeah, manages to push it aside there. Not enough power to sort of get through as well, and did pretty well considering. I felt that was a bit of an awkward save on the side of Helena before they went flat or counterattack. Very well done there by Faith to bring it back as well and keep this one going. But Ventnor with no boost, and I think as you mentioned, Super Origami is running around just being a madman, stealing as much boost as possible. And this is actually really effective at starving out resources that are way more core to the Helena side to actually be successful.
Oh, Ham. That was an awkward touch. Might be taken advantage of. Post not in. Fishy's too far forward. Looney can't get behind the ball, and it's a pinch between the two defenders of Helena to clear it out.
Yeah, full boost here. This is where Helena looks the best. Tries to get it on through. Not getting the touch necessary. Will get cleared out. Maintaining possession for the time being, but Looney trying to get across on through using the corner for the rebound. Not going to eventuate. This is an opportunity for Fishies, but Ham will be there to meet him in the air.
Yeah, and you know what? This is, you know, a lot better showing right now of the Faith side, but they just can't finish the deal. No! Oh, no, and now Fishy's is walking it the wrong way. I wanted them to take more risks, but...
Okay? They're faking right now. I think they're over... Look, there is an argument to say that perhaps we over-faked, but you know what? It happens from time to time. Ventnor will push it over the edge here. Looney will defend it well. This is actually looking like a decent shot. Will not go there. Or will hit just in the corner of the post. As you can see now, trying to slow things down. The safety of the corner. Ventnor using the air to get it out of there. But this is what I like to see. Rising to the occasion. Stopping Ventnor from using that mechanical skill.
I really like... I don't know. I feel like Faith is almost overcorrected as we see a more friendly fire right there. Where first game they were a bit too passive. Now everybody is just wanting to commit all the time. You still need structure. Playing aggressive isn't just three-manning at the ball and mugging it. Although it has kept Helena honest. Like they are, you know, not able to push as far forward as they were before. But now here comes Vintner, and that's a double touch that's in.
Oh, that was very well done there. That's absolutely a decisive moment. Really good hit there. You can see even Ham wanted to go for it as well. So Ventnor was a little bit higher up and said, yep, you take this one. Nice little double touch there. Textbook finish. And Helena up 1. Still not completely running away with the competition just yet, but things must be feeling a bit more pressured here for the Faith side.
Yeah, you would think so. So as time starts to kind of whittle down against them, another goal would be absolutely massive for that Helena side. I think that would probably put this game away. Looney, though, makes one defender miss. Gets it to the backboard. Here comes... Wow, Scorigami. Vintner somehow recovers and makes the save. That was insane.
Ham now up in the air there. Doesn't have the same level as Ventnor, but is starting to get there. You can see plenty of hours have been put into the game to get to that point. Again, perhaps it goes down to that success of Helena here in Division 2. They really do put in the time to make sure they can show us some pretty good stuff. Looney will try to run away with the ball here. Ventnor not finding the mark. And yeah, the Faith now seems to be back on the defensive, and that's not where you want to be with goal down.
No, it's not. And they're in a bit of trouble. Ball's going to go corner to corner. Still a minute left, so Faith, if they can find the shot, this is the best opportunity they've had. Ham keeps it in the corner. Just weren't able to get around that second defender. Ham still working the corner right now. And just a lot of challenges against Faith members with 0 boost. It feels like Faith will never be able to kind of get the challenge and then advantages after. They need a better resource management. Ball in a dangerous spot. Super Origami will be able to clear it out. Gets past Ham as well. This is a good chance, but Vintner's already there to keep it in the corner.
Yeah, wants to keep it the safe to the corner. As we say that, though, nice little hit there into the center isn't going to be capitalized on. Or there was an attempt to, and it was defended for the time being. Ball up high here once again. I love that Looney was there, but not the best touch. Puts it in the center, and Ham's able to find an opportunity to lock this game probably away here with only 20 seconds left.
That was a disastrous touch, dare I say, from Looney. They wanted to get it further into the corner, a bit too weak for what it needed to be, and that will put game 2 away. It's pretty safe to say. So Faith has gone from, a position where, yeah, they were in this series to potentially now being shut out. 3-0 lead for Helena. 2 games down. This team at 2 is just well and truly on the driver's seat.
Yeah, and when the floodgates open, water runs. Ventnor feeling a lot more confident there, perhaps a bit more free to not run back and defend. I can see beforehand in the earlier parts of the game, there was a scenario where Ventnor chose not to attack the ball, when I honestly felt like he could have jumped in for it, perhaps just playing a little bit more careful. But now that the chances of there being a comeback are pretty much gone, you can see they've opened up their play. A little bit, what's the word I'm looking for here? A bit sloppy towards the end there, but I think both teams realize that they're going to be moving on to game 3 there, and just don't really put too much more into this game.
Yeah, game 3 next around the corner, but I would dare say it's must win for Faith right now, or at least, must score a goal or 2. Give us something to believe that they could pull off 4 wins in the series, because right now, not seeing it. I think just the individual prowess out of the players like Vintner, when he gets airborne, it's just been a bit too much, unfortunately, for Faith to handle, which understandable. We are in Div 2 after all, and like a lot of these players are still kind of learning to consistently hit the skills that you need to excel in this game, but yeah, also it's competition. And when you assess it in the state of the competition, one team is playing significantly higher than the other.
Yeah, it really is that skill disparity that's starting to show here. But in terms of that, I still see that there's some signs of life possibly for Faith. As what I was going to say, I have some faith in Faith, but that was definitely not the play that you want to see happen there. Really nice by Ham to reposition with the directional air roll and get the touch necessary to get the goal there. That was very nice to see, but that is, of course, to the detriment of the Faith side.
Look, if you're going to get your CLG moment, it has to be in the reverse sweep, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because Super Origami will look to kind of play that midfield. Vintner up through the corner. I should call it your Kobe moment, actually. I don't know if anybody watching this will actually get that reference except for us.
True, right? It's like
different game, different generation.
It's just different. It was a different time. I'm trying to even think now what would be the relevant
This is Rocket
equivalent
League
now.
Well, for Rocket League, it's the This Is Rocket League call.
Yeah,
that's only like 4 years old.
Yep, true, very true. Well,
I had some hot takes on that one too, but we're not going to get into that now.
Hey, it's one of my favorite emotes. Okay,
it's a good emote. It's a good emote.
Great emote.
Have you actually seen the clip?
No, I haven't actually.
Really? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, what? Hold on. Okay, we are doing a history lesson.
Okay.
At the end of this series. Oh my gosh. I was about to expose myself a little bit there, but you just made it like, wow. Here we go. Fishies. Big bump. Super origami. No, not in.
Gonna be pushing towards the side here. Oh. Vietnam will find an opportunity to push to the side. Ham doesn't have any boost, so unable to actually attack the ball here. So another opportunity possibly coming through for Faith. Of course, the demo will shut that one down, but it will be centered once again. But as you can see here, that speed coming across from Helena is just too much. They quickly push it towards the backboard for safety. Vetna up in the air, but this is what we wanted from Faith. Rise, jump in. You don't need to get the ball. If you can attack the player, hit their car, they can't finish.
I mean, it's part of what we wanted. The problem as well, though, was all 3 players were, again, going for it. Like, we're not seeing spacing. We're not seeing rotations from Faith. We're just seeing them continuously kind of clump together. Oh, that's just him.
That was, yeah, okay. I think everyone's been there with this one. That's a good shot. Looney tried. It's a tough one to sort of pick as well. At that speed, from that angle, from that distance. There's a lot of variables. You really do need to have, I honestly feel, over 1,000 hours to accurately be confident in taking those sort of shots and looking away.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll see, you know. Ooh, good 50 by Faith. Hold on, there's a chance here. Ball's going towards the net. Super origami gets it past Vintner, and Faith, after a game and a half, finally get back on the board.
Yeah, wins the 50 up in the air. There you can see Ventnor's gotten a boost. So it has to go towards the far side to pick something up, but that couple of seconds was exactly what Super Origami needed, even though Ventnor had to get that boost.
Kickoff. Corner, Looney keeps it up high. Is there going to be a touch? It's going to be Vintner. Almost gets the angle. That would have been cool, but doesn't quite get it. Faith,
would have been quite the
this
dunk.
Equalizer.
Kind of quite the dunk, but nice little hit there. Of course, will be hand by hand, like what we were seeing here. We'll push it a little bit too far. Super Origami has really been the sign of life here for Faith as well. Getting that goal just beforehand, rising up, doing a bit more in terms of that aggressiveness, which has definitely been helping out Faith to look more competitive against this Helena side. Ventnor though, nice little pass up in the air. Ham will push it down, but doesn't get the touch they want. Go straight down to the ground.
Onto the grounds, also not really where they need to be. All right, chat, I finally have you open. I apologize for not having you open before, but I'm here. I'm here. I can see you now.
But are they calling me a fake for not knowing the Rocket League?
No, I'm not saying anything. No? But I do want to ask, because I needed to give a history lesson in between these series. What are like the essential RLCS clips besides the This Is Rocket League? Because I think of 2 that come to my mind, and one of them is really not a good one, but I want to.
You know what? I think I might have actually seen the clip, but I just haven't like referenced it. Is this like, it's 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, 4 or so years ago. I mean,
yeah,
if you Google search This Is Rocket League, it comes up. By the way, tie game.
Bam! Super Origami managed to pick that one on through here. Love to see how we got that. You can see up in the air, actually baits out Ham in the air. That faking, we're going to call it a proper fake. That was a proper fake there. Weakens the defense of Helena, allows them to even this one up, and we could possibly have a series on our hands.
Yeah, I think we could, but yeah, I'm just trying to think. The 2 clips I want to share is the This Is Rocket League clip and the one of my the worst OCE own goal I can think of. Oh, it's open! 3-2 lead. Hello, Faith.
Nice little grab there. Again, a bit too quick on the side. You can see the commit doesn't work out in the end. All 3 players on the side of Faith are happy to commit this one through as well, and they let Fishy take the glory.
That was a big one. Here we go. 3-2. Can Helena, can Vintner pull something off to get him back in? I mean, these are the situations where you'd expect it. Runs out of boost, doesn't matter. A ground pinch equalizes.
little hit there. Good control. Ah. Okay, that's the stuff that is Division 1. That I would say that's even in the higher end of Division 1 play in terms of what Ventnor's brings to the table here.
Yeah, we'll see. Ball's going to slowly roll deeper into the orange side. Origami gets a demo. Now wants to make a play through the corner. Again, keeping it low. That pinch nearly puts it through. That would have been a nice way to kind of put this one away, but instead it's going to be Helena with a chance. Vintner with the ball, with boost. Do they get a bump? No. Good save by Fishies.
Yeah, Fishy's actually adjusting on the fly as well. That last little tap there that was put on through from Ventnor would have threw off a number of players, but Fishies was able to read it. So Origami now tries to bring him into the center here. The ball's going to be kind of dead for a little bit until it gets moving again. In the corner here, opportunity, never mind. The overtime buzzer does go through, and you can see here, Faith want to strike back.
This is a must-win overtime, I feel, for Faith. Losing an OT game, the closest match you've had. It could be, realistically, the beginning of the end. Ham misses. Vintner's still back, collecting boost. Should get a free touch on this one, but can only put it in a dangerous spot. Origami tries to push forward, so did Fishies. But they don't really get the ball. They do get some bumps. Vintner has to get for a demo, but isn't able to get back behind before the defense settles, or does he? To the backboard. No, it's to the wall. Where's the shot? Not there. Ham was too far back.
Yeah, Ventnor being confident, rightfully so, but you can see here, this is looking a bit dangerous. Will push that to the safety of the corner here. Wants to get a bit more boost in that tank, but because of that, has to give away a bit of that control. Ham, though, will rise to the occasion. Is pushing to the center here. Manages to bounce it through. Looney's tries, but it's not good enough.
Oh, heartbreak for Faith. I mean, they're dropping the nice shots, but realistically, that was just a little too clean at the end. Helena now 1 game away from winning this one out.
Yeah, match point coming on through. Helena really showing us their stuff here. I would love to see these guys with a full team in Division 1. I think they would bring a little bit of extra zest as well to that side.
Yeah, I would have to kind of agree with you there. Sorry, just temporarily cutting to ourselves while I mess around with some settings. But we are now at tournament point for the team of 2. Helena, this duo, Vintner has been amazing. I kind of called it. I know you weren't there, Mendrix, because I was with Emperor, but I called it at the start. Looking at this duo, that we're looking at a Div 1 skilled team that are in Div 2 because they're a team of 2. I still think they could beat some of the lower teams in Div 1. I think Vintner is that good, to be perfectly honest.
Certainly looks it. Like I'm looking at the way they're doing again to control the ball into a pinch, to call it like on a different angle. That is some pretty good control because that will require not just using one side of your directional air roll, but directly afterwards pushing it in. And we say that very quickly taking that one on through as well. I think the rest of Faith was a little bit stunned by that one.
Yeah, they're going to be very happy with that goal and just continue to roll on. 1-0 lead. Sorry, just going to scoreboard. Can I break the fourth wall a little bit here? Because I don't really know a good way to communicate this. Has Mike been making constant noise for you? Because the green circle has been non-stop even when I'm silent, and I have no idea why.
I haven't been hearing it, but maybe it's just picking up some background noise. Look, Ventnor's bringing a lot of heat, and it might be overheating your computer.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, no, that's impossible. With how cold it's been everywhere in Australia, nothing is overheating right now. Here comes Vintner, straight down the middle. Can't get it past the defense.
Well, definitely a cold defense coming on through here from Faye. She's trying to control it, dribble it a little bit there, tries to push it over the top, but push it directly into Ham. It's going to be kept here now on the Helena side, trying to get the defense. This is a real opportunity now, but it will be pushed away. Good backboard defense.
Oh, shots on! It's through. Vintner 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Vintner looking at that one. Jumps down as well. Oh, that's just... Okay, to be honest, I would feel a bit dirty if I was versing Ventnor in one of my games. I'd be a bit honest. That was that was just a bit too rich for my tastes. You know what? Okay, it's not too rich for my taste to watch. It's too rich for my taste to play against.
That is fair. Also, I think it's a score bug. Because I was literally looking at my input volumes and there was nothing going through. So
yeah, you sounded fine to me. There wasn't like anything coming.
No, it's just a Discord bug. 3-0 lead. Ham gets themselves on the board too.
Well, Ham does manage to get something through. As you can see, a little push there. This is just an unfortunate touch. You can tell they wanted to they wanted to get it towards that right-hand corner there. Instead, they push it towards goal, and very easy capitalization there for Ham to bring it towards 3-0. And this definitely is starting to feel like the beginning of the end now.
I don't want to out anybody, all right, but someone behind the scenes has given our next match a 10-minute warning. That's a problem. Faith can do again. They can still get their Kobe moment. They need their Kobe moment.
Faith can do something really funny right now.
I know. I mean, here's a good chance. Demo on Vintner. Tam overcommits. Oh, but Vintner spawns on the correct side. Unlucky respawn for Faith. They can't capitalize. And now Vintner with full boost nearly goes back the other way.
That is definitely lucky. Sometimes you spawn on the wrong side and you're like, oh great. You know what's the worst? When you spawn and someone like just 2 seconds, no, so like 1 second prior took the boost on that side, and you're like, come on, like that's the only like good thing about being demoed is possibly getting some boost, right? There's Ventnor obviously using their boost to some very good. Oh, right as it spawns as well. That just ends up too perfect there. Using that obviously to near perfect use, near perfect use gets an extra goal in the back pocket.
Yeah, that was just, again, the car control from Vintner. Just as impressive as it was at the start of the season, if not more so. Looney will get a goal, though, for Faith, so we're not done yet. Team still got a pulse to it. Much needed goal off the kickoff right here. I don't think Vintner was expecting such a good strike from Looney, so Ham unable to make the read, and it's a 3-goal game once again.
Yeah, a bit overconfident there. Obviously running for the boost straight away, not covering the back. Of course, they managed to slip on through. Again, Dave, you guys can do something really funny right now, just quietly. Of course, not being capitalized in that sort of scenario there. Manages to bring it over towards the other side. Supergami wants to bring it down. Decent. I like the effort. I like the idea. Had the exact right idea, but of course, unable to obviously follow through afterwards as well. Then pushes it in towards the side there. Doesn't quite get the angle. Will be demoed for their trouble. Ham now trying to push to the side here. Okay, so here's a clear thing that we can point out right there. No player on the far post. That's a bit of a concern. You can see that's something that can be very easily fixed there for the left side.
Yeah, that it can. A minute and a half to go. It's going to be Super Origami not getting the shot in. Vintner's going to wrap around. Wants to stay behind the play. Looney falling back on defense.
Like it.
Whoa, where was that earlier in the series? Those are the plays that they needed to make. Exactly. So, a bit unfortunate, but I mean, hey, Faith can score off this attack as, yeah, ball goes backwards, teammates hit each other. It just all feels like too little too late, and that shot's close, but the follow-up's, again, not found.
Ellie pushing it on through here. I do like the idea, gets a nice little hit down, but isn't quite going to get the double touch that we saw Ventnor achieve a couple times so far in this series here. But again, I like the idea. Looney pushing it up there. Decent control, will keep the ball in their possession. And you can see now that even though Helena obviously is up ahead, they're having a bit of trouble here. I feel like this is like a different team ever since they've maybe perhaps sort of give it. You know what it is? They've loosened up, right? They realize, okay, we should just have some fun to play the game. And to be honest, it seems to be in this past minute and a half, 2 minutes, the best Rocket League.
It has been. I mean, at least in terms of positioning, the mechanics still haven't really been clicking. There's been a lot of whiffs, but I like how they've been going forward. Speaking of which, Vintner's going to get at least one more around the corner, so that's pretty good for the Helena side. 13 seconds to go, 4-goal lead. I'm calling it now, Mendrix. Helena is going to be our Div 2 champions.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair assessment, Formal. Definitely a big congratulations to beat the odds. I say beat the odds, obviously being a player down, but when you're bringing this level of skill to the competition, it is absolutely a fair game, absolutely fair game. And
Yep.
look at that, fantastic sportsmanship there, also being shown by this fake team. Also giving the GGs in the end there as well, even getting themselves a quick cheeky goal at the very end.
Yeah, look, one last goal to go through, but the scoreboard's already been updated. Congratulations, Helena. Well done. Hats off to this duo. Hats off to Vintner, MVP of Div 2 by a considerable margin. I want to see this guy in Div 1. I want to see what he can do against some of the best players, because it definitely has the talent to keep up with the big boys of the AEL.
Yeah, I completely agree. I reckon it'd be fantastic to see this team next term with 3 players, and of course showing Division 1 that maybe things can be shaken up a little bit as well. The one thing I have to say I'm disappointed in Ventnor for. Where was the tiara, mate? It's free on the shop right now. You just pick it up, right? Everyone else is rocking the tiara, so you know what? We'll get to see it next term, hopefully.
I was going to ask about that, but I was going to wait till the next series. I think we will take a deeper dive in that. Plus, I got to show you the most famous clip in all CS history. So we're going to a break. When we come back, it's going to be our Div 1 Finals. LCRLA taking on BWSC when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. One more series, Mendrix. One more to finish off this second term. LC, BWSC. I mean, look, LC, they came in with two schools. They had a, inter-school match to make to this final. BWSC, they had to get through Faith to get here. And now, one best of 7 to determine our champions.
Yeah, two immovable objects in both of these teams away to, of course, stand on top of everyone else and be crowned the winners here. Division 1 of Term 2. Really good stuff there. Can't wait to see what they do bring to the table, but it is going to be, I reckon it's going to be an absolute cracker.
I hope so. I really do. Out of the two in our finals, this is the one obviously more excited for. A, because Div 1, B, because 3v3, and C, because I actually think it's a closer match. So all of those factors coming into this one, I'm hoping we do get that closer matchup. That said, I gotta be leaning on the blue side once again. I think they are gonna be the favorites. So pressure on BWSC to see what they can do as we kick this one off. It's so weird. I know this might be a bit before your time when it comes to Rocket League Mendrix, but seeing a player named Vortex stepping up, that's a funny little throwback. It's not it's not the Vortex that played in RLCS. It's a different one. Despite, me wishing it was.
Look, this is a Vortex with a new promise, right? A new Vortex.
Yeah, a new one.
Into play. So hopefully, I mean, look, they're playing Div 1 high school right now. This is sort of that entry level position. Who knows what's ahead of this player here? So maybe great things to come.
Look, all I remember is when I did like F1 sim racing leagues, I teamed up with Vortex for a season. And we won the team championship. All right. I don't want to talk about the individual scoring. And I'm not going to say it was completely a Vortex hard carry. I had to score. There were times when he would crash and I had to step up, but he did win the individuals. And then I was there along for the ride to get the teams. Either way, we'll see if this Vortex will lead or if he's there to ride with the team or if they play as a team. That's the most hopeful one as Ray Thills gets the shot up for Vortex and it's the first point to the blue side.
Nice little hit there, as we say it. Perhaps, a little bit of a reverse caster curse coming on through there. And I love the play, right? Nice little pass in the end there. Perhaps could have been a better reaction coming through, but it is going to be them getting the Vortex getting that first goal here in the Division 1 finals.
Yeah, I like seeing that name. On the other side, though, Hexy, Lion, and Matman. See how they perform. Again, we saw a fair bit of them last week as well in their qualifying run. And it was, sort of Matman and Lion, I think, were the two names that stood out a bit more for me. As Hexy kind of gets a little caught out right there. A bit unfortunate. Messi should be able to follow this one up into the corner. No, it's Vortex leading the charge. Second touch, not there.
Yeah, I felt Hexy, they could have probably pushed it away, probably been a bit more safe. Of course, nothing really comes out of it. Ray trying to push it in for LC there. Manages to win the 50, but Batman gets back in time to protect it for BWSC. Messi up high, doesn't get quite the best touch here. It's going to be more of a cross rather than a center. And yeah, it just seems to be both these teams now vying for that control here in the midfield, looking to set up for a better position. No one really giving too much of a major control here, but of course that one goal will still be in LC's back pocket.
Yeah, exactly, as we see Hexy. Oh, gets bumped out the play by Messi. Interesting. Ray then wins the nice 50. Messi, though, goes for the boost. Has wants instead Vortex to push forward. It's Messi who will take the shot. It's Messi finding it now. Good save. Lion comes up big.
Yeah, able to read that play coming on through. Manages to get back in position. Stop that across. Ray putting him in a relatively dangerous spot, but just Lion immediately goes to the safety of the corner. Vortex, though, this is an opportunity for LC once again. Goes to Messi, but three members here commit to the defense, and they do manage to get that ball out of there.
That they do, as we start to see the ball snow. Also get brushed back the other way. Matman isn't able to get the touch around the corner. It's going to be Ray Hills. A little bit of distance. Mendrix, how tech savvy are you?
If you asked me 5 years ago, I would have said 3, but now I feel like...
Okay, well, look, a hypothetical for you. Let's say I want to stream Rocket League from my... Ooh, shot from Vortex, not in. I want to stream Rocket League from my Switch or Switch 2 to the YouTubes, and you need the video capture card. Is there a distinct difference between the $28 ones and the $200 ones?
I imagine they would actually be. Yes, I think.
I would.
It would probably be something to do with the this line goes into an attack, but we handled that. I'll tell you after the cast. Okay.
Okay. No, this is relevant for those people playing Switch Rocket League and wanting to stream it.
I guess there's a thing there. Messi tries to come in, will be pushed away. Shot will be handled there. No one getting the benefit of saving that goal, but definitely was saved away. Hexy does get that one. I imagine it would just be a transfer thing or like less quality in terms of what you can actually do. Like it probably wouldn't give you any scaling.
Messi! Oh. That was close. That was very close. Yep. Well, good to know. I have to ask our friends, some of our sponsors. So at AOC, what they got. Here comes Messi. Looking for a shot in, not there. Instead, it's going to be Vortex. 2-0 lead, LC. Looks like they got game one under lock and key.
Yeah, that demo doing a lot of work there, and Messi manages to push it away just in time for an open goal. Vortex doesn't want to muck that one up like I did earlier in our 1v1. You can see, I reckon we can definitely say, with good confidence that Vortex is a better player than me.
Look, I was going to throw a little bit of shade at chat. Mattman is so orange and handsome, but that is a very nice looking orange car right there. That Fennec. Fair enough, chat. At least they got the eye candy working for him, but unfortunately, how good that Fennec looks won't give him the win, at least not in the first game. It's going to be a shutout. LC favored, 2-0 victory, unless backboard, Vortex keeps it away.
I was going to say perhaps pretty privileged would have allowed them to get that extra goal there, but not going to be the case here in LC, of course, taking away game one.
Yeah, interesting. Arguments happening about who is more color than the other in Twitch chat. Always good to see. They're just as on topic as we are. First game, though, looking very good for LC.
This is important. This is important things, okay? Chat obviously have their priorities straight.
But no, like, it's a good start for the favorites in this match. 11 shots on target is not a small number. The team was very, very accurate in that regard. In terms of just midfield pressure, finding the shots, finding the opportunities. And as we've seen many a time in leagues like this, those opportunities, if you get more likely than not, you're going to be winning your matchups. So really good start for the blue side. We'll see if the orange side can bring it back, but still early days. It's a marathon, not a sprint in the best of 7.
Absolutely, and it really does go down to the team that does adjust the best. You can sort of pick it, right? You can adjust to scenarios where we know what the team is just faster than us. That's okay. Well, you can look to play a bit more defensively and capitalize off the mistakes. And when you do typically play faster, you open yourself up to more errors, especially in... I mean, look, again, this is Division 1, but it is high school league, right? We're still looking at perhaps things not being completely shamed up. And as we say that man finds one right through there as well. Ray not getting the clear touch that perhaps wanted is going to allow them to follow one through from the Hexy, managing to push that one back in, and Mattman uses that advantage to get one up nice and early here for BWS.
Yeah, point to Jero. We'll see how, Vortex and Spy respond as, the fun little bit of rivalries looks like building. Is there going to be a shot from Hexy? Not this time. Ray gets a bit of space. Vortex now wants the 50. Keeps it moving forward. Matt in an awkward spot as the ball gets centered. Vortex gets another touch, just burning the boost out of the defense. Hexy has to collect, but then gets an awkward touch on the ball. Midfield should be a challenge. There is. Ray wins that one. Messi moves forward over the top of Matt. A chance for a shot through the corner. It's not there. Matt pushes it to safety.
Yeah, Matt gets it on through. Vortex flying on through, but just not fast enough to actually meet that before Mattman could get the touch in. Just Hexy, nice little bump there. Perhaps will throw off the defense, but Vortex will be able to clear this one back into the center. We're going up high now. Ray's the one to meet for it. Nice little touch there. We'll push it towards the goal. Mattman will easily push that one to the safety of the corner. You can see now both members trying to hold this corner down. We'll manage to push through. We got an open goal there. Will they be able to get back in time? No, and Matt manages to find a second one.
Yeah, just good, 50s by Matt, awkward challenges by LC, and we got ourselves a 2-0 lead. This is the great response for BWSC in the second game, exactly what they were hoping to find.
This is what we wanted to see as well, right? We won a game 7. We want champions. Oh.
Yeah, we do. We really
Vortex,
do.
great shot, but really good save in response there coming across. This line, not getting the touch they wanted. We'll push that into a center that Ray will strike with. And now that we're back into the center of the field here, a bit of a rest for that control.
Yeah, they'll try and wrestle it back off the side. Here comes Messi. Shots on! Oh, Vortex too far back. Mattman will clear it out. That was a great 50 on the line, though, from BWSC.
Yeah, they definitely were in the right position there. Didn't buckle under the pressure just yet. Want to maintain their lead. Even if one goes in, it's just more comfortable to have at least 2 ahead of your opponent. Ray heals now, tries to put it into the center here, but it will be pushed away. Messi there doesn't quite get a powerful shot that'll be on target, but I doubt that was going in any day of the week.
That's not going to be the case on this one as the ball comes around the corner. Lion still keeping it down. Ray pops it up. Vortex stays with it. Mattman now into the corner. That will allow Messi a peek, but can't go too much further than that. So another shot on from Ray. Backward, here comes Vortex. Lion wins the 50 on defense.
Yeah, Lion just being in a good position as well, playing that defensive line effectively well, being a wall for the team, Mattman. Trying to control the ball, will try to get over it, but Messi will force that one in the right direction. Vortex goes for a good shot. Fantastic reaction from Jax Hexy will allow them to keep this safe, and the defense still holds here for BWSC.
Yeah, BWSC doing a really great job. At least so far, Messi. Ooh, a little bit of Messi read in the corner. That allows Hexy some space, but it's going to be a free touch for Vortex. They're going to the net. Reset. No need. Oh, good save. Hexy from the side off the post. That was looking like it was the air dribble bump, but instead it's a nice save.
This might be an opportunity here. Ray tries to catch Matt out of position. Goes for the hit with the demo, but Matt does enough to get it away. Back into the air. Just Lion rises to the occasion to stop the attack from LC. Messi wants to find it, but will be knocked away. And BWSC have been feeling the pressure, but just aren't buckling anytime soon. Vortex here tries to flip it over the edge. Will actually work out with a decent effect there. We'll push it towards the corner, and the board is going to push through. Again, another shot and another defense coming on through from both teams. Yeah,
no, the defense has really done a great job to keep themselves, in this game. A great turnaround from BWSC. As Messi, that was so risky, almost own goals it off the teammate now. Going for their own attack on the other side. If they can put this in, they can't. Hexy's defense again. Hexy on defense has just been that wall.
It's just been so good from both sides there. For a second, I thought Messi was trying to do a bit of a false sense of security. Look, I made a dangerous play, followed by an insane air dribble from across field, but they didn't fall for it by any stretch of it. That one hits the post as well. You can see Vortex tried to be on the other side, perhaps pick up the pieces. Hexy once again push it on through, make sure it's cleared away. They don't want to deal with any kerfuffle here in front of their goal.
Yeah, as we see another play around the corner, here comes Messi. Nope, not the good touch. It's Ray Hills staying behind it. Pass back towards the middle. Hexy into Vortex. Second touch, it's a miss. Chance for Hexy, now shut down by Messi. Backboard, something. Nope, not there. BWSC takes game 2.
And we have a series, Wilmore. We have a series. And that was looking a bit dicey there for BWC. It looked like they might be losing their lead, but they just kept it every single time. It was just absolutely, like you said, a wall put in front of their goal there, and LC couldn't penetrate it.
No, well done. I mean, Hexy, it says something when, like, the game's chosen MVP has 0 goals, 1 assist, but then 6 saves.
6 saves. Like, insane.
The team as a whole only had 3 shots compared to the 14 from LC, but the wall held. Hexy stepped up. That was... And at the start, I said Hexy was the one who maybe the least impressive last week. Not this week. No. Hexy on a roll right now. So
yeah, in good form, in absolutely good form there. And again, epic saves there, like you said, helps get you the MVP for the match. That is a very strong one to have into it.
It was, and if it continued, game 3.
Well, I mean, okay, this would be the ultimate Caster's Curse.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Where's Hexy? Where did Hexy go? Oh, no.
Where did the wall go? There he is.
There they are. Okay. Oh, that was spooky. That was very spooky.
Oh, Hexy being true though, gets another save as soon as they spawn in. Okay, it's all good. Back to normal. Things are back to the way they should be formal. As you can see, just Lion's going to be the one to save it this time around. A shot is just going to go a little bit wide there. If they were a little bit later, that maybe they would have gone through, but Vortex says enough of the defense. We're going to get one through here. It is definitely a little bit of a... Oh, I love how quick Vortex was to jump into the air with that. That was a super jump and a half to find the shot.
Yeah, Vortex back on form, and it must feel good for LC to break that defense again finally. So, doesn't take too long to get their first points, but still plenty of time left in this one. Matman versus Messi, and it's Matman over the top tie game.
That was lovely there. You can really see just Hexy goes, you know what? I've got no boost. You've got something. Use it. Matman says, will do in this scenario here. Pushes it right over the edge as well. That's a tough one to save because if you don't have enough boost at the start there, you just can't get the air time to make sure you can 100% save it all the time.
Here we go, Lion. No. Can't find the shot that they need, so it's going to be Ray Hills around the corner. Back to Vortex. No, not in. I like the positioning from Ray Hills, though. They keep it in the attacking box, but again, the defense, BWSC, when they lock down, they're so tough to beat. You know, I'm waiting for the physicality metrics. I think eventually LC is going to get frustrated and start going for more bump plays because the defense has been holding, or counterattacks like this.
Yeah, that was a nice little hit on through Ray Hills. Love that little hit here. Nice little quick turnaround as well. Gets it over the edge. There's a physicality you're talking about. The reason why that play was opened up was because Vortex was holding back one of the players from BWSC, and that allowed the goal to be open.
Here we go, 2-1. Ray Hills wants to make the play through the corner. Has Messi underneath, but they're not going to get the chance, at least not yet. Messi again. Coming up. Flicks it past one, and again the defense will hold. BWSC though, they don't need defense, they need offense. They need to get the ball past the midfield line, and to LC's credit, even in the game that they lost, their midfield control has been dominant thus far.
Yeah, you can see they've just been on the attack every single time, and that's why we were able to say, hey, BWC looking like a wall right now, but if one side's a wall, then the other side's a battering ram. They've been going into it, and it is something that talks about your mental fortitude going into it as well. I mean, if you're just saving goals time and time again, it can be frustrating, but I feel after missing, or not even missing, just being denied 10 shots, it starts to play with your mental as well. So it was really key and important for them to get those early goals in this game 3.
Ball comes back across the middle. Big demo on Matman. Vortex. Now they're going to try to create something. They have a reset, and they have again a save on the line. This time that was Lion who got underneath it. BWSC, that goal line defense again, it's good, but it's only realistically good when you have a lead. Now Hexy maybe has something. Lion goes for the demo, but Hexy gets demoed as well, and Matt doesn't want to risk it. Or does he? No.
And that great defense does have a really key Achilles heel. None of the players had boost on the counter attack. They're being starved out, which means even if they do get a chance to get away from all of that, as that shot just misses slightly hitting the post, it really limits their ability to get back onto the counter attack. Because as you can see, LC are the ones just soaking up all of that boost, putting it into their tanks and using it.
Here we go, Vortex now. Still keeping the pressure on. Hexy wants to find a teammate underneath. They pinch off a Matman, who does almost get into the shot. Actually, Vortex kind of in an awkward spot, has to race up the corner. Hexy gets there first. Messi, far post, misses as well. That's a freebie, but it's off the post and not in. Vortex clears it out.
These are the shots you can't miss, especially in the Division 1 final here. Vortex just managed to get a shot there. Not really what they're looking for. Just Lion tries to make it happen, but that was an opportunity to equalize, and you got to be kicking yourself for not getting it.
Yeah, you really do. That one probably should have gone through. Still a minute 15 remaining. So we see Vortex put one towards the backboard. Not in yet. Messi now. First dribble's okay. Second one through the backboard as well. But the big thing is the longer we're on this backboard, the more LC is on the attack. That means less opportunities for BWSC, and with only a minute remaining, Game 3 is looking more and more to be blue side favored. Oh, good fake, but nope, loses control of the ball.
Yeah, Madman also manages to get back there as well. Had a small window to get through, but it did get shut on through. Nice shot there from Messi. Again, is going to be just defended here from just Hexy. Doing a fantastic job there. Ball up high, another opportunity. This is going to be the one. No, that's also going to be a bit of a whiff coming out. Again, opportunities that shouldn't be missed here, but it's way less punishing, at least at this moment in time, for LC.
As we see, Ray Thills just gets one towards the net, but not in. Messi around the corner, can't get much further than that either. Vortex now clear to the other side. Caught by Hexy, 15 seconds. Last chance for BWSC. It's on this attack, and it's going to be Mattman leading the charge. They get to the backboard, ball's going to pop up. Hexy doesn't pre-jump it. Ray lets it ride, and now Messi should have the clearer. Attackers get in the way, but we cross the orange side of the field, and I don't see the goal happening on 0.
Yeah, and Lion puts that one straight down. Perhaps just looking forward towards the next game here. LC now managed to take a lead in the series.
They do, and it's going to be a good lead for them. I mean, it's tough right now. BWSC, like, when they have the lead and they can rely on their defense, that's great. It's another game where that was 16 shots from LC, and only 2 got through. 10 combined save for BWSC. They just got to get that early lead. That's the problem.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Like you said, if they're purposely playing a more defensive game, which means those counterattacks have to matter. It means the opportunities cannot be missed. Whereas LC have a little bit of wiggle room to, oh well, if you go through, that's fine. We should be able to get a decent amount of goals in the back end from this opportunity. So it's definitely a big difference here in play style from both of these teams. Things looking a little bit dicey here for BWC once again. One of the players having a bit of a moment trying to get themselves into the match.
Yeah, we'll see what they can find. Texie will go to the backboard. Vortex, touch around the corner. Here comes Messi. Nope, denied. Defenders get in the way. Ray Thills. They also would like that early lead, but it's going to be Vortex again to the backboard. And as long as the pressure stays favoring LC, if they get that first goal, the game becomes a lot harder for BWSC.
Yeah, the momentum just was in LC's favor there. We're waiting for just Lions to get back, which is the unfortunate part here as well. They weren't able to re-rest that control, restabilize, and that one goal does come through. And bit of a annoyance there, but that is part of the game sometimes where connections do play a little bit of a role. Just Lion chooses not to actually go for that, realize they didn't have the speed to get there before Messi would as well. Chooses to remain on the defense, and we have that scenario once again where BWC are going to be trailing, and that is not a comfortable position to be in from a defensive team.
No, it's not. As Messi almost gets it through. Good save off the post from Mattman, but yeah. Like, the thing is, too, it's not like BWSC, I think, wants to be a defensive team. Like, I just want to give more credit to LC and just how strong they've been controlling the middle of the pitch. And just, like, how well they've been in sort of recovering off these defensive touches and these big defensive plays. Like, it's just been tough for BWSC to really do much outside of make these saves, making these backward moments. Notice how it always feels like there's someone from LC in the attacking corner as Vortex just goes for the air dribble and rides it in.
Yeah, able just to push it the whole way through. I think a bit of an uncharacteristic. Okay, no boost, fair enough. Just sexy, that's all good. I think Mattman was still recovering from position after getting boost. Okay, so I can understand why that one was missed. Again, it just feels uncharacteristic after seeing the amount of defense from much harder shots that were thrown their way from LC. But I don't want to take away, of course, Vortex getting that one. It was still a very nice air dribble.
And now it's BWSC who could be in a bit of trouble once again. 2 goals down, a minute and a half in from a team that really struggles to even put shots on at times. Tough ask for them to find multiple, and will it come at the expense of their defense that has been kind of keeping them in this series thus far? I don't want to call this one must win necessarily, but putting this Orange team in a position where they'd have to win 3 games in a row is going to be a challenge. BWSC, they need the next goal, and they need it sooner than later.
Yeah, from that point, it's a bit of a mountain. You realize, hey, it's match point. 1 more game being dropped here. We need to win it 3 times. 10, we're down on your momentum. cause a little bit of crippling anxiety, as they like to say. Not crippling anxiety, but when you're playing the game at this level, you realize that it's something just over the side of the shoulder that you don't want to be there. Just Lion will push that up towards the center here. There's an opportunity for Mattman, and that is seized. Nice little dunk from the top side. Gets the angle here. Just Lion knew that this was going to be one that had to go high. Messi tried to get there, and that's going to be a nice finish coming across here from BWSC.
Yeah, that was exactly what they needed at that moment that they needed it as well. So BWSC definitely not done yet. We see Messi just puts a shot on, but defense again still on the line. I mean, LC, this is why that 2-goal cushion was so important, though, because again, you can see it's so difficult for BWSC to get past that midfield line. Shots again, just knocking themselves on target, keeping BWSC honest. Half the job is done, but they still need that second part.
Yeah, Matt now trying to see if they can pierce one through this time. We'll get the ball past it, but we'll lose their car in response. Just Hexy now has to get there against Vortex. Vortex will win the 50, but lose their car as well. A bit of a physicality coming across here as well as the series progresses. Hexy upside. That's a bit of a dangerous one. Will manage to get it out in the end, but I don't think they wanted to drive that one down underneath the goal anytime soon again.
No, they don't. As we see Messi into Ray Hills, and he's just going to push that one back to the other side. Messi kind of stalking this one. Will read Lion's touch, gets there before Hexy drops it down, nearly in. Vortex is going to have a shot, and that goes through. It's a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, you can see that was definitely an attempt to get the ball in the... well, actually, just get into a better position here. Vortex curving around the side there. Nice use of the directional air roll to put their car in position and then dodge forward to get the hit. That's what you want to see from Vortex. Nice textbook play there. Nice textbook coming across here from LC.
Yeah, as they just continue to ride up the score. It's going to be Vortex across the middle of the field right now. Looking for a bump or a demo underneath. Doesn't find it. Messi now through the corner. Can't get too much as well. A minute 20 still to go. Mattman back up at the other side. Shut down by Ray Hills. Hexy gets what they can, but it's going to be Vortex popping it up. Ball. Waterfall down. Lion backboard not in. Vortex next touches through. And this is looking like doomsday for BWSC in game number 4.
Yeah, that confidence, that wall has been shaken. Just Lion not getting the touch that they needed to will actually provide a nice little spot there for another goal to come across. 4-1. I would say now, if you are BWSC, you are looking towards the next game, and what's actually going to be quite a tough hill to climb, considering the lead that has been put in front of them by LC.
Yeah, it will be. It will be very, very tough. Shot backboard, not in. Ray Hills goes for the Vortex, and yeah, all right. Let's look to the next game, game 5, because this one's out of reach.
Yeah, no boosts. Vortex, just nice little touch there. No one back in time as well. You can tell they're playing a little bit more aggressive, a bit more loose. That's obviously allowing more goals to get through than we've seen throughout the entire series.
Also, the argument in Twitch chat is still ongoing between Mattman, like who's the better player between Mattman and Vortex. I feel like the best way to solve this is get these two to 1v1. All right, if they're you know friends, in the Twitch chat can organize that. Yeah, you know that's got to be the way to do it.
Do we cast it?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Your voice is like, look, there's only so much I can take, okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
and completely unrelated. I might need to go pick up some video capture cards. Anyways, here comes Messi now, looking for something off the backboard. No, the double touch isn't in.
We can see here, Mattman able to take this one on through, but even if they've got an attack here that succeeds here, it's not going to push the needle and in their favor of any direction anytime soon. You'll see match point looking very strong. BWSC now as well on the ropes, but still showing us signs of life, and this is still anyone's series, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it is, and it's going to come down to the, come down to the end. I just feel LC, again, 2 shots from BWSC, just they're not getting their opportunities, and that is credit again to LC's midfield play. Unless I see this orange side not only win the game, but do so with 5 or more shots, I think this series
Well,
will eventually fall LC's way.
what's wrong with winning on defense? I'm pretty sure didn't Greece win a Euro purely defending?
Okay, but that's not Rocket League.
try, yes. But I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you could say it works both ways.
Yeah,
I
you
reckon
could. You
it
can.
could happen.
I feel
If you've got like a perfect defense and then you get like 2 perfect goals, it doesn't matter how many times that person or the other team shoots. You can realistically.
Well, let's see
win
this
off that.
perfect defense, Mendrix. There we go. It shots on and they make the save. So I thought
So far it's perfect. 10 seconds in, 100% saves.
I was kind of banking on the universe to just have a kickoff goal to just like the caster curse there. But yeah, not gonna be the case this time around. BWSC does hold on, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. What I said before, it's anyone's series here. I mean, there's still a chance.
It always is.
There's still a chance here for BWSC to take this to the distance, but it is again going to be a very tough ask.
Yeah, but the great thing about Rocket League too is the fact that, like, every game starts off 0-0, right? So, like, obviously BWSC, they're still in it. They just got to win 3 in a row, which is difficult, but I've seen it happen many a time in the past. My one concern is just been the consistency from the orange side, as a double touch does not go in. Mattman will get the clear.
Yeah, Mattman goes for the demo here, opens up an opportunity, but Ray Hills punches that straight into the backboard, make sure that there's not going to be any real opportunity for a nice center. Will maintain, I guess, the ball will be in the midfield for the time being. Just Hexy will get that on the way down. And again, that midfield play coming from LC is just brutal. It seems to be kept on the side of BWFC's half each time.
Yeah, as we see Mattman just put a shot on it in. 1-0, and that's what we needed from BWSC. They get the early goal after a misplay from Vortex. Just kind of thought the teammates were a bit more prepared for the midfield pass. Goes the other way, and that is a more aggressive play that we've been needing to see from BWSC. They're actually willing to challenge that midfield, getting an intercept, and B, them with the lead, that's going to be tough for LC to beat.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of players make the mistake of, assuming that your team is going to be in position for that pass down as well. That was a very slow-moving yet dangerous-looking possible goal to be defended away. Once again, BWC trying to push this one through for the time being, but maybe now, if they can do a perfect defense, right? Well, right, you can win by 1 goal. It's doable, hard, but doable.
Well, this is where, BWSC should be able to be, kind of playing for their series strengths right now. Eyes will be on Vortex, though. Vortex has been having a good series. If anyone's going to equalize, that's kind of the player who I will be looking at. At the moment, it is Mattman, though, getting a nice flick off an attacker. Ray the Hills is just going to bang it right on back. Here comes Ray Hills now. Gets the 50, going corner to corner. Hexy waiting underneath, loses out on the boost. Vortex going to have a chance to keep it centered, but he can't do much with the ball there.
Yeah, it really didn't have the angle. Obviously, you could set up for a pass there, but also going to have an opportunity with goal. Ray Hills, though, might be the one to British on through as well. Manages to tap it in the backboard there. Looks dangerous. Messi just missing out by that little bit. Once again, just Hexy doing a great job to save that from going on through. And the defense holds by a thread.
It's a very, very tight thread as well, but it's all they need. Although Vortex gets a nice 50 against Mattman. Demo on the side might actually slow LC down. 2 demos will allow BWSC to get on the attack. Ray puts it up. Messi will collect along the side. Hexy centers it, but Vortex no boost, too far back. Can't make the play. It's BWSC on the attacking half for the first time, it feels like, this entire set. And they can't turn it into a goal. The shot was high and wide.
A bit unfortunate there. Those demos really did give them opportunity, but the stabilization, nice come across from LC, but even if you stabilize, you're still a goal down, you still to make something happy. Messi looking to do that. Nice little pass there. Vortex, like you said, looking like one of those dangerous players to possibly put one through. Misses just by the skin of their teeth. Messi manages to keep this attack alive. We'll get a backboard here, but it's a little bit too strong. And I reckon that's going to be at least defendable for the time being here for BWC. Hexy up high, ball going in the direction they needed to. Vortex will catch that one.
Here we go, 1 minute to go. BWSC doing their best to hold on to take us to that game 6. They are on the defensive side, but we've seen this defense hold so many times already. Messi just finds a slice. It goes in off the defender as well. We're tied 1-1.
You just see they weren't expecting it to actually push to the side there. I reckon there was probably a thought that it was going to be a bit more of a stronger hit. Hexy couldn't get around it. And that will be 1 apiece. And BWSC must be feeling a bit horrible at the end of that, but still, they've got 40 seconds to make something happen. They put a goal in before, they can do it again. LC looking to end it right here, right now.
Yeah, next goal probably wins this game and possibly this tournament if it goes in the blue side's favor. 30 seconds left in regulation. Hexy wants to center it. There's pressure on Ray. He avoids the bump and Vortex steals the ball away. Now it's a counterattack back to the other side. Backward, down, in, Vortex 2-1 lead.
That's the player that we've been talking about. The hype comes through in the end, pushes it to the top side there. Beautiful stuff there. You can see Messi actually draws one of the defenders in the process of that. Unable to get the touch, but did what they needed to do and opens up Vortex to get the goal.
And now with 20 seconds remaining, can BWSC pull off their Rocket League moment? It doesn't look like it because Ray finds the dagger instead. A 3-1 lead.
And this has gone from bad to worse very quickly for BWSC. And although the hope might be there for them, it is a very slim light. 12 seconds to get 2 goals, and you've been struggling to get 1 this entire series.
Yeah, I feel it feels pretty doomed, Mendrix. It feels very doomed. In fact, Messi won't get one around the corner underneath. It's going to be Vortex. Loses out to Lion, who throws it forward. A few demos, but not much more to be had. It is game, set, tournament match. LC is going to win Division 1 of AEL's High School Semester 2. Well, they don't get that last shot, but that's okay.
LC can do something really funny right now. Nah, okay, never mind. If they keep the ball in the air, they could do something really funny. You sounded good to me, Formal. You had the right finish there, but they kept it that little bit longer, didn't they?
Yeah, it happens, but it's all good because LC's the winner. And you know what? Power to them. Great season. Number 1 seed in the playoffs. Get it done.
Yeah, that was the expectation. We had them as clear favorites. You could see it from that midfield play. BWC, though, did a valiant job maintaining that defense. Definitely were competitive. If they were just a little bit better, I could just turn it up that little bit more, we might have seen a different result.
Maybe, but you know what? It's only the second term. There's still 2 more terms this year. We're not even in July yet, Mendrix. So there's going to be more opportunities aplenty moving forwards. But that does conclude another great term of Rocket League. Again, fun 6 weeks. I'm glad you were here for the final 2 with me, but it was a good finish. It was a good finish.
Oh, that was a brilliant show by both LC and BWC, so I want to thank both the teams for it. And of course, even if I wasn't here the whole time, believe me, I was watching from the back end on the side, watching you, of course, and ZK. When I was unable to make it myself, I did watch the VODs. So don't worry, guys. I got my fill of Rocket League.
All good. And you know who else was with us from the start? Our good friends.
That's correct. The sponsors, they've been here from the beginning and they'll be here at the end. AGON by AOC, the gaming monitor partner, who provide the best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, the noodle partner made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And of course, the AEL in partnership with the Australian government is promoting You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to health.gov.au/vaping. If you'd like help to quit, check out the My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you stay motivated. Or call Quit Line on 13 78 48 and talk to a professional counselor for free and confidential advice about quitting.
Yeah, and of course, a big shout out and thank you to everybody behind the scenes working the event as well. This includes all of the teachers, staff, and parents, encouraging their students to play in these events. The players themselves, thank you for participating. AEL, our referee Hayden, did a fantastic job this season. Brendan, acting kind of producer and, you know, responsible for all the graphics and overlays. Emperor ZK as well for stepping in and doing a fair bit of the casting, as well as I think Matsy got in for a little bit. So it was a good, fun season. And of course, thank you, Mendrix, for sharing this finals with me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure.
It was, and well, on that note, it is time to enjoy the rest of our weekend, all right? It might be cold, but it's still sunny, and I kind of want to get outside. So I'm going to call it here. Have a great time, everybody, and we will see you once again for AEL Term 3 when we eventually return. Goodbye.